The Legend of Zelda, one of Nintendo's most iconic franchises. The series has defined gaming all the way from the original NES game up till the newest Zelda game, Breath of the Wild. In today's video, I'm going to rank the 3D Zelda games from worst to best. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing with notifications turned on and leave a like because it will greatly help the channel. Also, feel free to join the Crazytendo Discord server, link down in the description. Anyways, without further ado, let's get straight into the video. As most of you Zelda fans might have guessed, Skyward Sword is at the bottom of this list. Now, in no way do I want to say this game is bad, but at times it is just boring, and the motion controls for the Wii mode made the game feel a bit weird, though at times they did feel great, I must admit. While I do understand that the game had to have motion controls due to it being on the Wii, it still doesn't make the experience feel better. It was a pain having to study basic enemy patterns just to be able to kill them. Now, why am I saying this game is boring? Well, you can't really explore in this game, and this was something Nintendo could have avoided. They could have made little open world areas, like in Wind Waker or Twilight Princess for example. Skyward Sword just lacks exploration for no reason at all. The only good thing about this is Nintendo realized that there wasn't any exploration and decided to make the amazing, spectacular Breath of the Wild open world. While this game isn't bad, it does make sense to be at the bottom of the list. While it does have many cool features, it still doesn't make the game feel better, but yeah, let's move on. I just want to say that even though Majora's Mask is just in front of last place, it is in no way a bad game. Majora's Mask is certainly an odd and unusual Zelda game, which is what makes it an amazing game. It is unique in its own way, while staying true to the formula Ocarina of Time created. It has a pretty depressing atmosphere and a story as well interesting, but that is what makes the game feel fresh, new, and unique. Basically, you get lost in a parallel universe, where the moon is going to crash into the town in 3 days. Luckily, you still have the time traveling song from Ocarina of Time, and can go back to the start of the 3 days. Overall, this game is very subtle, but still fun to play. What is also interesting is that you can play as 4 different types of Links. Young Link, Deku Link, oops, wrong one, Goron Link, and Zora Link. It's so cool that you can play as all these different species from the Zelda universe, or multiverse. So why exactly is it at the bottom of the list? Well, personally, I hate time management, and the entire game is pretty much planning how you will spend your 3 days and what you will do and all, and that is kind of stressful. The atmosphere and the story of this game are really good, but to be honest, the gameplay is not really my thing. But here's the tip about the game. If you ever feel lonely, just look up and see the face of the moon, which will remind you that all your in-game friends you don't have will perish. Okay, I think I'll stop here. Ocarina of Time is definitely the most innovative Zelda game ever, and some could argue that it's the most innovative game of all time. The world of Ocarina of Time is just wow, amazing. There are barren deserts, castle towns, forests, all tied together by Hyrule Field. This game also has some amazing dungeons, like the creepy Shadow Temple, the mysterious Forest Temple, and the Spirit Temple, where you dodge boulders. Ocarina of Time has the most dungeons out of any Zelda game. The game also has an amazing new feature that was never in any Zelda game before: time travel. You can play as a young Link and adult Link, as well as in 2 different time periods, one where Ganondorf took over, and the other where everything is happy and peaceful. Overall, I don't really have any complaints about this game. So let's move on, shall we? Twilight Princess has such an amazing and grand adventure. At the time of release, it was praised almost as much as Ocarina of Time. Before Breath of the Wild, this game had the biggest, most epic adventure out of all the previous Zelda games. This game had some creepy elements and some cinematic, and overall the graphics of this game look amazing. with some amazing realistic character models. This was the Zelda game people wanted. The game has so many amazing looking locations like Lake Hylia, Castle Town, the Castle, Hyrule Field, Gerudo Desert, and many more. This game has a dark tone, which makes sense as the villain of the game, Zand, wants to turn Hyrule into his world by consuming it with darkness, or Twilight as it's called in this game. It's a very interesting story. Midna, Link's partner, is definitely one of the best partners in the entire series. For one, she isn't annoying, and two, she has a unique story and some amazing character development. The dungeons in this game are also amazing, like Arbiter's Grounds, which is a really interesting location and has an amazing boss fight, Snow Peak Ruins, a very unique dungeon with some twists along the way, and so much more. The only complaint I see people having are motion controls on the Wii version, but I played the Wii U remake, so I can't really say it bothered me at all. Anyways, let's move on. A big reason why many people have criticized Wind Waker is due to its cartoon visuals. To be honest, I really love them. Until recently, Wind Waker was my favorite Zelda game. I just love it so much, even now. I do understand that people didn't like Wind Waker because of visuals and all, and I get that that's not what people wanted, but that doesn't make the game bad. This game can be considered one of the best of all time, and I really hope I can play this game again on the Nintendo Switch. Please, Nintendo, please. I really love the story of this game, as it goes from a personal mission of Link trying to save his sister to Link saving Hyrule. The enemies in this game are also really cool and unique and all, and the game has some amazing dungeons, like the Forsaken Fortress. The gameplay in this game feels really smooth and unique, and there are so many cool things in this game. And the King of Red Lions is an amazing partner, and he fits perfectly considering the entire world is flooded. Pre-Breath of the Wild, this game probably had the biggest open world in any Zelda game. Speaking of Breath of the Wild, oh my god, I love Breath of the Wild so much. I mean, the moment I saw the vast open world in the first trailer, I knew I had to play the game. In Breath of the Wild, you only have one objective: destroy Ganon. After beating the tutorial sequence, the Great Plateau, the players can go directly to Ganon in Hyrule Castle, or progress through the game as it was intended, going to Kakariko Village, liberating the Divine Beasts, etc. In this world of Hyrule, there are multiple shrines. Upon completing a shrine, you get a Spirit Orb. When you get 4 Spirit Orbs, you can either choose to get a Heart Container or a Stamina Vessel. There are many weapons in this game, and they all have durability, except the Master Sword. There is also a new concept called Blood Moon, which respawns every enemy you've defeated, and all chests that have been opened give new things. Breath of the Wild has an enemy tier system, which is red, blue, black, silver, and in Master Mode, gold. Yes, this game has a Master Mode, though it's part of the DLC, not the main game. There's also a freaking motorcycle that you can get in the DLC. Anyways, Breath of the Wild also rewards players for doing the Divine Beasts first, and then going to Ganon, in the form of champion abilities and heart containers. I'm not going to say what they are here, because I already have a lot in this section. But I do have a Breath of the Wild review planned, and I'll definitely mention a lot more stuff there. But anyways, this game is just amazing, and the only complaints I have are about the Divine Beast interiors, which look super dull and boring, and the really simple story as well. But otherwise, this game is just amazing, with an amazing world and amazing gameplay and all. I don't want to say much more because, like I said, I have a Breath of the Wild review planned. But basically what I want to say here is, if you don't have Breath of the Wild, get it. Nintendo. So that concludes today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. But that's all for today, and I hope to see you all next time.